This is a video about uncrating and installing a zx45pd that I recently bought from Bolton Tools. You can see that covered up with a tarp. The weather was not the best. I went and picked it up. They wrapped it at the freight terminal with some plastic just in case I ran into any rain, and I threw the tarp over as soon as I got home, just in case the clouds turned loose in the water. This is the stand that came with the ZX45. It was packed in a separate box that was stacked on top of the ZX45. I cut it off before I made the video previously showing the crate on the trailer. It had already been removed. It's a pretty good stand. I used my tractor with a boom pole hooked to the back of it to actually lift it up off the trailer and to set it on the ground, and then I backed it into the garage. I tried to make a little filming of the tractor, but the sun was directly in line, so it kind of looked like a little white out there. But it's about maxed out my small tractor. I can be honest with you. The tires was just barely on the ground in the front. Another few pounds and I think I would have been floating. I was really impressed with the crating. They did a really good job of building the crate. And I like the little tabs that's up there. You can straighten these little tabs out and the sides will just come apart. But when they're all fastened, it's very strong. Of course, I'm wondering from the writing that was on it, was it a ZX45PD or a ZA45PD? I kind of didn't worry till I opened it. Quick look on the inside, and you can see it's covered with plastic. Everything is packaged real good. The machine is not touching the sidewalls anywhere. It's pretty much in the middle, which is the safest place. You can see the DRO actually has a box right here that is covering it, which has the little bumper support. The actual machine is bolted down to the pallet with 4 bolts that have to be removed before you can get it out. And here you're going to see the power feed is actually sitting here in the bottom. It'll show here in just a second. That is separate from the machine. It's not installed, but the DRO was completely installed as it was. I'm doing a brief scan here of the machine with 2 sides removed. As you can see, the covering on the bed, there's an oil paper that has a grease film that has to be removed. I removed mine with WD-40. WD-40 is a pretty good cleaner. It's not a very good lubricant at all, but it does a good job removing the grease film. As you can see, basically it's away from the walls. It's bolted here, you can see, to the floor, and all 4 corners are bolted to the floor. And I showed the little tabs on the crate that have to be removed, and it's a good crate, and it's a good looking machine. I mean, it's very heavy, and Looks very well. I'm looking forward to actually being able to get it in place and using it. This is a box that was in the back corner. I didn't see it at first until I actually removed the machine. I opened the box and it contains some odds and ends. There's the wheels that work your table forward and backward, X and Y, and a few little assorted parts. You get a wrench, 22 and a 40, 22 and a 24 open end wrench. You get this little wedge for when knocking out your tools out of the spindle. There's a few assorted Allen wrenches in there. I think it's 3 Allen wrenches. And there's a few jumper wires. I never did use those for anything. And that was basically it, I believe. I used an old motor horse I had sitting outside to actually pick it up, and I set it on the legs of the motor horse with a couple of 2x4s underneath. Like I said, this thing is very heavy. I think it's somewhere around 1,000 pounds, but it picked it up really good, and I could roll it over to where the base was, and it was very good for picking it up. I don't think I could have went much higher, but it picked it up and it set it on the base quite well. This is the scary part here, when you pick it up really high up off of the floor and it's not on the base. If the strap was to break, it would really just tear the machine all to pieces. I put an extra strap on the top just to be sure in case it did break. The extra one should hold it until I got it on the ground. I got it on the base, but everything went well. This is the DRO. There was one major boo-boo, and that was the power cord. They sent me a European power cord. At least I believe it's European. It's got 2 round prongs on the power end of it. I think that's European. Here in the United States, we have 2 flat prongs on our 120 volts. But I happen to have a cord that was exactly the same cord, so it wasn't a problem for me. Anyway, I just swapped mine for theirs. I could have called them and told them and got another cord sent, but I already had one that wasn't being used, so I corrected the problem. This is the power feed, table feed that comes with the ZX45. Yeah, I checked the power cord to make sure that this was an American power cord and not European, and it was. So this is good. That's a high-speed button. This is a S235 power feed that comes with the ZX45PD. In this video I basically show you what is included. When I took it out of the box, look at all the pieces. There's a few nuts and bolts and washers and a few mounting brackets, and I arrange them all and set them off to the side. The Chinese instructions to me are very difficult to understand. Maybe it's the wordings, I'm not sure what it is, but I have a hard time following their print. So basically I found a pictorial diagram that pretty much showed everything the way it's supposed to look, and I kept the picture and kind of chunked the words. And then part 2, I pretty much show what is involved in putting this thing here on. It's a pretty simple device, but if you follow the Chinese, it's kind of difficult. If you just follow the picture, it's fairly simple, and I'm going to show that in part 2.